Hey guys, it's Grand Admiral Thrawn, and I'm back with another Black Series review. Today's video is one that I've actually been putting off doing for a while now, and I don't actually have a good reason for putting it off. It started out like I wanted to save Princess Leia for a special occasion because it's Princess Leia. So I was originally planning on doing her as a May 4th video, or a channel anniversary video, or just a special video of some kind, but I just kept putting it off and putting it off, and recently I've realized I've almost done 100 Black Series reviews out of all the figures in my collection, and Leia has not been any of them. So I decided I'm done putting off this character. I'm finally going to do a Black Series review of Princess Leia. So yeah, that's what I'm doing today, and let's get started. So there are multiple versions of Princess Leia. I will be doing a review of the red box number 30 version, and this figure actually gets some hate, and I will go into that later, but right out of the gate, I do not think the figure deserves the hate it gets. I'm going to just start with the figure, come back through like box, accessories, and whatnot. But anyway, starting with the figure. One thing that I really love they did with this figure is they gave the entire robe outfit that Leia wears cloth. It is not made out of plastic, it is just a cloth outfit that they put on the figure, and it makes the figure feel more realistic. It works with this figure, and they did a really good job with it actually. Like, this cloth actually feels like how it does, and you can still move the figure's legs and arms, and just you can still have articulation with this figure with the cloth on it. I really like that. They have the belt here like how Leia wears in the movies, and it really captures the look of A New Hope Leia. They did a really good job with that. And then underneath underneath the robe cloak thing, there is detailing like how they have her boots are there, and then underneath you can actually see her legs, and then on her arms there is like, you can move the cloak around and it won't ruin the figure if you're displaying it or playing with it, whatever. So that is one positive that I really like about this figure, and another one is just that it really captures the look of Leia's outfit from A New Hope. The figure does come with two accessories, one being her iconic blaster that Leia has, and they did a really good job of recapturing the look of her blaster. It's very skinny, yet long, so it has a lot of firepower, and it's a really good blaster mold. And it fits very easily into the figure's right hand, I don't know what I was thinking there. But anyway, yes, it fits very nicely into the figure's hand. However, Leia comes with a second blaster for later on in the movie when they steal a stormtrooper blaster. And it's the same mold we've had, however, it actually has a nice little silver spot on it. That blaster actually does fit in Leia's left hand, so you can have Leia use either blaster, it just depends on which hand you put it in. And I really like that. The blasters both fit in her hands very nicely, so they did a good job of that. I'm going to put the one off to the side for now. And another thing I like, this figure doesn't have the most articulation or display features, but to be fair, it is Princess Leia from the beginning of A New Hope. She doesn't do that much in the beginning of the movie. However, it still has great articulation and displaying. It's just a little more limited than your average figure, which isn't really even a bad thing. I like that. The figure has lots of great articulation, and, well, that's all it really needs. So moving on to the number one thing that people seem to hate about this Princess Leia figure. The face. Now, the biggest issue that the face has is that it doesn't have the photoreal tech, and there was another Princess Leia figure coming out at the exact same time that did have the photoreal tech. So everybody immediately decided that this version of the figure was a bad one. I do not think that is a fair comparison, okay? Just because this Leia doesn't have the photoreal tech, and they were kind of just starting with the photoreal tech as far as my knowledge goes, and this figure is number 30 of the red box wave. That is still very early on in Black Series. So I do give this figure a lot more leniency than most people, and I think they should be more lenient on the figure too. They are very harsh on it. the figure may not have the photoreal tech to make it look exactly like Carrie Fisher, but it doesn't not look like Princess Leia. Like, if you showed someone this figure, they would still know that that's Princess Leia. That's the big thing of why I defend the figure, because it doesn't not look like Leia. And the face isn't even that bad. It's not as great as it could be, but it's not even that bad. It looks like Leia, enough, at least to me. Moving on to the head, like the hair on the figure, I actually think they did a really good job on detailing the hair buns that Leia has. They did a really nice job on those. There's detailing on the entire hair, and that they curl, and there's just lines everywhere, so it makes the figure actually look like it has good hair detailing and everything. And then one thing that I gotta give this figure credit where credit is due, because modern day Black Series figures struggle with this issue, they did a great job on the hood with this Leia figure. The hood is not oversized to the point that the hood is up to about here, above the figure's head, and it just looks ridiculous. Like, modern day Black Series have that issue, but the 30th member or figure in the red box wave, I am having trouble speaking today for some reason. The 30th figure somehow was able to avoid having that issue. So I think credit is due with this Leia figure, because people seem to just hate on it, but they always overlook the advantages to this figure. I will come back to the figure real quick. I want to talk about the box. It's your average red box. It's got a nice little photo of the character down here. I actually do really think that is a great image to use of Leia. On the side, on the side here it kind of spells out Leia, but I'm having a hard time seeing with that, and also it's cut off by the side here. But yes, Leia is there. It's number 30, as I stated earlier, and on the back you get the same picture with a little information written next to her. I do think they did a nice job on picking a picture there. It says, Princess Leia Organa was one of the Rebel Alliance's greatest leaders, fearless on the battlefield and dedicated to ending the tyranny of the Empire. If you are wondering how I'm able to read that while wearing a Mandalorian helmet, it is not easy, but it's persistence that's how I was able to do that. And that very much sums up Princess Leia. I like this box. It's basic, but it's a pretty good box. And this figure, like I said, it's got a lot of great for it, and it has one little issue that everybody seems to gang up on and decided that that makes it an awful figure. But if you need a Princess Leia figure, don't avoid this one just because of the face, okay? It's not that big a deal. There are just figures with better face detailing. That's all I'll say about it. And like I said earlier, this is still a really good Princess Leia figure. It has great display features and posability. The hood is not oversized, and you can have it down, up, and it'll actually stay where you want it to. It comes with 2 blasters. Both are really good molds. And I just think this is a good Leia figure that gets a lot of hate that it doesn't deserve. So I'm going to be giving it a 9.5 out of 10. And usually I always give a figure a 10 out of 10. I'm only not giving it one because of the face detailing. And even then, I feel like I could still just give the figure a 10 out of 10. But anyway, this is Grand Admiral Thrawn signing off. This figure is a 10 out of 10. And this is my Black Series review of Princess Leia. I can finally cross off the entire original trilogy trio. I've done Luke, Han, and now Leia. So 9.5 out of 10 figure here. Still recommend you pick it up if you need a Princess Leia figure. This is Grand Admiral Thrawn signing off, and I look forward to our next encounter in my next video.